y'all see me? Like, my glasses. Ew. Y'all want to take them off? I don't want to take them off. Ew. Okay, y'all just gonna have to deal with the glare from the light in my glasses.
Welcome back to the channel. So if you follow me on Instagram, I've been posting that I was gonna make this video. I know it took me forever, but it's here now, so be happy. This is the long awaited 10 things I wish I knew before starting my fitness journey. Before I start, I just want to preface that these tips and things that I wish I knew all stem from my experience, nobody else's. If you don't agree, simply don't agree. You don't have to agree. I respect that. Also, I put 10 things, but there's way more I can go into detail and tell y'all about, obviously. So if there's anything that you want to know about from my experience that I did not address in this video, just comment it. Let me know what you want to know. I'll be glad to answer any questions. I do not mind. I love questions about fitness because I like talking about fitness. I don't know. So I'm gonna first start off by explaining how my journey kind of started, how long I've been into this. I'm not gonna go fully into detail because this video would be way too long and I don't feel like editing all that. Anywho, I will make another video. It's gonna be solely about my fitness journey, how I started, when I decided to take it serious, blase. I started working out in November or October of 2021. It was during lockdown, you know, it was nothing else to do, so I kind of got into it. When I first started, I knew that I wanted to gain weight. I was very skinny. I think I was about 115. I didn't have a lot of shape. I had no butt whatsoever. So I knew that I could put on some pounds. What I did not know is that there were ways that I can do this healthily. So I quickly fell into following TikTok videos. I was doing a lot of exercises that I just found on social media. Nothing had a rhythm or flow to it. I was just going in the gym every day, doing whatever I felt like that day. I did not know any specifics. I barely knew like the names of machines. The only thing I knew was like treadmill, stretching, cardio, dumbbells, boom. You feel me? I just knew that I had to start somewhere. So I've been working out about 2 years now, and in that 2 years I have learned so much, not only about fitness but just about my body and me. Honestly, I was absorbing so much information that I kind of really wasn't discerning what was valuable information and what was bull. So the 10 things that I'm about to tell you now are 10 things that I wish someone would have just flat out told me when I started. These are 10 things that I think are probably the most valuable pieces of information you need as a beginner just to get started. I'm obviously going to be following these notes because it will put my thoughts in a more concise manner so that I won't just be rambling this whole video. The first thing that I wish I knew before I started is create a workout plan and stick to it. Things like what you want to achieve, how much time you have for workouts, or how experienced you may be all play a part in creating a workout plan. In general, you want to work out all the muscles in your body anywhere from 1 time a week to 5 times a week. For example, currently I am a moderately active person whose goal is to kind of build my glutes and my back pretty much bigger than any other part of my body. So I'm going to break down my current workout plan. Okay, Mondays are quad focused lower body days, Tuesdays and Thursdays are my upper body days, and then Wednesdays and Fridays are my glute focused lower body days. That workout plan works for me based off what my goals are. Let's just say you are a beginner. You may only have about 45 minutes of free time, like daily or something, for a workout, and you want to focus on primarily losing weight and staying consistent. In that case, I would maybe stick to about 1 to 3 full body workouts in a week. Whenever you have that 45 minutes out of the week, whether it's 1 day, 2 days, 3 days, however many, I would do 1 to 3 days of a 45-minute full body workout. It targets every part of the body. It gets my whole body moving We're burning some calories, we're increasing my heart rate, we're sweating. You do that consistently for a few months, you see how you feel, you see how you change, you notice your weight loss. That workout plan works out for you. There's just a bunch of combinations that can be created based on what your goals are. So once you've created a solid foundation of a routine based off what your goals are, stick to it. A lot of people's mistakes when starting off is that they don't stick to the plan that they have in mind. They change it, they get bored of it, they start switching things up willy-nilly. No, you want to consistently do these workouts for at least 8 to 12 weeks to start to notice any change in your physical condition. Basically, there's plenty of resources on YouTube that can really help you start to figure out what kind of movements you want to do, what kind of areas you want to target, what goals you want to meet. It's multiple resources out there, guys, so help yourselves. Now, what I will put you on though is fitness journaling or using fitness apps to keep track of your workouts. Basically, if you like to write things down, you don't really care about having your phone or typing things up like that, you can literally write down all of your workouts in a journal. You see how ragged mine is? Like, that's what I've recently turned to. Now, what I was using beforehand is an app that helps me keep track of all of my workouts. So this app is called Bolt, and I literally keep all of my workouts in here. It says workouts right at the top, and you can see all of my workouts. Basically what I have in my journal still, but on my phone. This app is really helpful. This app gives you lists of exercises you can do to target any muscle category. It also has a timer on here. It has your workout history. It keeps track of every day you went to the gym, every exercise you did, and for how long it took you to do it. As I'm putting y'all on free game, okay? The second thing I wish I knew is that stretching should not be optional. Maybe an unpopular opinion to some, I don't know who. I don't think stretching should be optional. There should be no time where you're going in the gym and you decide, I'm not going to stretch today.
Huh?
It does not matter if it is a upper body day or a lower body day. You need to stretch, okay? I personally always stretch before every workout. There are some people who stretch before and after their workouts. Now, this is also beneficial, but it's optional. That's optional. If you decide that you do have time and you do want to stretch before and after, here's another tip. Dynamic stretches, or stretches where you are actively moving the parts of your body that will be the most worked, are better to do before workouts, whereas static stretches are better to perform after a workout. Dynamic stretches or warm-ups will really help you work your range of motion while decreasing the risk of injury, and static stretches being implemented after a workout will allow for decreased stress and tension on the muscles that have just been worked. These are some examples of dynamic stretches, and these are some examples of static stretches. I'll have a link to all of these notes in the description, so if you want to go back and look at everything that I said broken down in a really nice format, I'll have the link in the description. You can go check those out or read them along with me, print them out, do whatever you need to do to get these to stick in your head. They will help you along the way. So the third thing that I wish I knew is that form is more important than weight. So form over weight. Perfecting one's form during heavy lifts will greatly improve your muscle growth and mind-muscle connection, and it will also protect you from injury, okay? No matter how heavy you can lift, lifting improperly will cause injury at some point in the long run, and you're simply gonna be wasting time. It don't matter if you can deadlift 350 pounds. If you're doing it wrong, it don't count, buddy. Once again, personally, I feel like you should be studying the correct form of every single last workout you will do and practice all your lifts with absolutely no weight before doing them. When it comes to a deadlift, let me use that for an example this whole time. If you are deadlifting incorrectly, no matter how much weight you can pick up off the ground, you are simply picking up weight off the ground. You don't call it a deadlift. I personally feel like you should not be going up in weight until your form is perfect. There are other ways to work your muscles to fatigue without doing it incorrectly. When I say that, now I'm tapping into something else. Stay along with me, stay with me. When I say that, I am talking about this thing called progressive overload, okay? Progressive overload is the gradual and progressive increase of the stress you put on your muscles. A lot of people hear progressive overload and they're like, oh, higher weight, like straining my muscles, like, yeah, pushing my muscles to fatigue. Correct, but not quite. There are other ways to progressively overload than just upping your weight. Say I have been going to the gym for the last 2 months now, deadlifting 100 pounds, and that's pretty comfortable for me. It's gotten real comfortable. I go up in there and I kind of do it, and I'm like, shoot, I honestly feel like I can lift a bit more. I'm not as tired as I once was a few months ago. I think it's now time to overload. Okay, well, before I say let me go up to 150 pounds, maybe I can do more reps. So maybe instead of 8 reps, we can do 10 to 12 reps at 100 pounds 3 times, That's still a form of progressive overload because you have upped the reps instead of the weight. You're still at 100 pounds, but instead of doing 8 reps for 3 sets, you're now pushing out 12 reps. And you notice, okay, now I'm back to feeling how I was a few months ago. You're just pushing up the stress that you're putting on your muscles. I hope you get what I'm saying here. I never feel like I'm properly explaining things as fully as they can be explained, and I don't want to over explain. So I'm kind of going to just leave it in layman's terms, leave it real simple. If you have any questions, like I said, please don't be afraid to comment them. So the principles of progressive overload is that eventually, if you are not gradually increasing the amount of stress you put on the muscles over time, the muscles will adapt to the stress currently placed on it and fail to grow. Basically, if you're not gradually increasing the stress that you're putting on your muscles over a period of time, your muscles are going to get used to the stress that you put on them. That's usually when our bodies begin to plateau. A muscular plateau basically means that you'll stop seeing growth after a certain amount of time because your body is being placed under the same amount of stress every day. It's like, okay, this is cool, but what else? In order to avoid a muscular plateau, your progressive overloads can be an increase in reps, a slowdown of movement or time under tension, a decrease in rest between sets, an increase in mobility, or an increase in weight. So overall, make sure before you decide that it's your time to start progressively overloading, that your form is always correct and that you're working out safely, you're working out correctly so that you're not overworking your body for no reason. The fourth thing I wish I knew, you can modify your workouts for you. Literally every body is different. For instance, okay, I am 5'3", okay? I'm pretty short. So if you've ever been in a gym, any gym, gyms are not short people friendly. Things like the back extension machine or like bars to do pull-ups, those workouts can be a bit harder for me to accomplish due to my lack of height. So I'll have to bring a little more help over or kind of figure out how to adjust these exercises if I want to keep doing them, for one, because that's a choice. You don't have to do any exercises that physically make you feel uncomfortable because of your stature or maybe your, build or anything. If you do want to keep doing these exercises though, I had to learn how to modify these exercises for me. So for the back extension machine, I'm a little too short for my hips to meet where I need them to meet on the machine. So I would place plates under my foot on the machine and under my feet so that I can get like an inch or two higher so that I can actually target the muscle that I want to hit. If a workout does not work for you, simply don't do it or modify it so that it does work for you. Search ways that you can modify the workout safely so that you decrease the risk of injury or premature fatigue. The fifth thing that I wish I knew is that rest days should not be optional. This is another one of those things that are not negotiable. I don't know why we're trying to negotiate things like stretching and rest days. Science backs up that these things are beneficial to you and your body and your muscle growth. It can't hurt you to do these things. Days of rest are just as important as days of work. Proper rest allows for a speedier recovery and optimal muscle growth. If your active days are 4 to 5 times a week, that's kind of how my active days go, okay? I work out about 4 to 5 times a week. If that's the case, you want to always allow days 6, 7, and 8 to be rest days. There needs to be some rest days sprinkled into your work schedule. You should not be working out every single day of the week. If I ask you, hey, how many times you work out a week? You should not be saying 7. Rest in general, days of no movement, no heavy lifting, none of that, allows for your muscles to grow. Literally. You may think you being in the gym, stretching and tearing and ripping your muscles helps, and it does, but that is not fully how muscles grow. Your muscles have to rest, just like any other thing in your body. Your brain, your freaking toes, your fingers, your eyes, everything has to have a moment of rest. Don't overwork yourself. When I first started working out, I was working out every single day. I was doing that mostly based off of boredom. It also was a huge stress relief for me. So I would go to the gym. I would run to the gym, not realizing that I was overworking my body. Don't be like me. Do as I say, not as I do, okay? Here's another option. For those people who just can't keep still, there'll be a point in your fitness journey where you're like, man, I love the gym. I want to go every day. I'm going to gym every day. Like, yeah. Active rest days are an option. Active rest days are basically days that consist of minimal lifting, minimal heavy lift. You're not going to say, hey, I'm going to go up in here and progressively overload on this active rest day. That defeats the purpose of the active rest day. You're still resting. You're still taking it real easy these days, but you're staying active in the process. So maybe you do some light cardio, maybe some aerobics, light. The key word here is light. You want to do light, minimal activity. Rest days are important. I done ran out of fingers. But the sixth thing that I wish I knew is that diet and protein intake are key to muscle growth. Genuinely, your diet is more important than anything you'll ever do in the gym, quite frankly. If you're not fueling your body how it needs to be fueled to do the heavy lifts that you're doing in the gym every day, you're defeating the purpose. It all comes around to doing the right thing so that you're not wasting time. I wasted a lot of time as a beginner because I wasn't following the right steps. I was jumping from step to step, hoping that the results would show up as fast as I wanted them to, and that just simply wasn't correct. You have to understand that without a proper diet and acceptable protein intake, you are not helping your body reach its full potential. Whether you are looking to gain, lose, or maintain weight, eating fruits, vegetables, protein-rich meals, that will help provide the proper amount of nutrients and energy that your body needs to do that. Once again, keep in mind your goals and find out whether a calorie deficit or a calorie surplus is the best option for you. Now, when I actually did start taking into account my diet and my protein, I did it loosely. I researched what meals were high in protein, and I would eat those meals every night or every other night. I did not meal prep. I still have not started meal prepping yet. I will get there. I did not meal prep. I just understood what meals were full of protein. I would make protein shakes every day and drink them after the gym. I would buy protein shakes and just I was heavily focused on upping my protein intake, and I gained weight. It did what it said that it was going to do. I put myself in a calorie surplus and I gained weight. Do what works for your goal. If you want to be a stickler for this, or you want to maybe lose some calories, so you have to eat a little stricter, find a calorie tracking app. One that I did use shortly was MyFitnessPal, and it's really informative. It breaks down everything for you. You can log all of your meals for the day, log everything you ate. It tallies up your calories at the end of it. Like, it's super helpful. That's one that I definitely recommend. But keep track of your calories. You can also write your calories down. Keep a calorie tracking journal if that's something you're into. Always remember that your diet and protein intake plus working out are the key fundamental things to helping your muscles grow. The seventh thing that I wish someone had told me is that supplements are not necessary for your body's growth. They're not. Supplements like creatine, L-glutamine, even pre-workout are not a necessity at all. Like, for the first 5 months of working out, I used no supplements. There was absolutely nothing in my body, probably not even enough protein. Your body naturally produces everything that you need to transform it into something beautiful. Yes, supplements and vitamins are helpful. They help with a quicker recovery, and they can aid in digestion and provide like an extra boost of energy. They can be beneficial, but no, they are not magic. Don't solely start relying on all these supplements and scrolling through Amazon and TikTok and YouTube and seeing that people take all these Bloom supplements and things and think that you need those $30 to $40 supplements. You don't. You simply don't. Okay, I'm not gonna lie to you. You do not need these supplements. Are they helpful though? Yes. One thing I also will say though is always research the side effects and ingredients to all vitamins, all supplements, anything before you ingest them. Check with your PCP, your doctor, your nutritionist, whoever before you take any of those supplements out there. Everybody is different. Remember that. So what some girl on TikTok took and it slimmed her figure down and got her a really good result, it may not react the same to your body. You may be allergic to some of these things and you may not know that. That's why you always want to research these things. Don't just randomly take supplements that people recommend, because you don't know what adverse effects they will have on your body. Now, speaking of supplements though, I did want to include just a list of some supplements that I have taken and how I personally feel about them. I will go deeper into this in another video. Like I said, I'm not going to dive too deep into these things in this video, but if you want a video of the supplements I have taken, how I feel about them, how they work for me, just let me know. The 8th thing that I wish somebody had told me: exercising and training, different things. I'll explain. Let me get a little technical real quick, okay? So the process of exercising consists of a person wanting to get a good sweat on, maybe burn a few calories, maybe elevate the heart rate a little bit. Okay. The process of training is to reach a physical condition that you have previously thought of and specifically curated a format to follow for a certain amount of time, okay, in order to reach that form. One is more of just moving your body, getting your body active, staying with it. The next is thinking of how you want your body to look, figuring out what steps you can take to get your body to look like that, then being consistent, and then sticking with that program for a certain amount of time to get that curated result. The hope that everyone has when they train is that what they thought of in their head and curated to fit to make that form appear, if they stick to it, it will show. You know, that's the hope. That's always the hope. Now, sometimes you figure out that maybe this is not the optimal way to get to that result, and you may decide that you want to switch it up, and that's fine. Usually, if you decide that you want to train, that will happen. You will have to tweak things, critique yourself a little bit more, and change things up every now and then to make sure that you're doing what's optimal. Whereas if you're exercising, you just want to get a move on, you just want to get a sweat on, you just want to stay consistent, you figure out some workouts that work for you and you do them. That's it. You're not necessarily moving to look towards a goal or anything. You just want to be an active person, and that's perfectly fine as well. Neither is worse than the other, neither is better than the other. They are both really good. They both mean that you want to be a more active person. You want to take control of your physical activity. There may just be more specifics on one end of that spectrum as opposed to the other. That's all. The 9th thing that I wish someone had told me is to keep track of your progress. Keep track, okay? Don't be afraid to take pictures and videos of your progress, of your workouts, of what you do. You don't want to be disruptive, and keep in mind that this is a public place and there are people around you. I don't want to get kicked out the gym. I don't want people to feel uncomfortable around me because I'm recording. Like, you know, do what feels right. But at some point during your fitness journey, you're going to want to look back at either how far you've come or how far you got to go or where you are now. You're going to want to see these things. So you're going to want to take pictures and nice pictures, you know, not nice like dressed up nice, but take clear pictures so that you can see specifically how your muscles looked, how your tone was, things like that. Because there was a point in my fitness journey where I wasn't taking pictures of myself because I didn't feel good about myself. So I wasn't taking pictures of myself like that. But I said, you know what? Let me document this because I know that I never want to be here again. Like, I at least know that I never want to look like this again. So let me keep my picture of this so that I can look back at it and say, that's where we're running from. You know, that's what we don't want to look like. So let's do what we need to do so I don't have to look like that anymore. Never take away from your success and your strength and your progress because you see how someone else looks. It's not worth it. You're in here to get to your goal. So get to it, baby, okay? We have finally made it to the last thing that I wish someone had told me. Now, I will say this last thing is more for my ladies. Honestly, it's 100% for my ladies. But men, you can listen to. It's okay. We know Mother Nature is going to come knocking at their door, okay? Once a month, twice a month, however many times Mother Nature come knocking at your door, you know she gonna come knocking at that door. When she knocks at my door, it's more like a bang, okay? It's ferocious. All right, it get real. I'm a mess those first 2 days. The willpower, if I can't find it in me only during that week to get up and go, I'm not going. I'm not gonna lie to you. I do not go to the gym when I'm on my period, and I do not feel like it. When I am on my period, and only when I am on my period, will I not hold myself accountable for going to the gym. Only me knows how my period works. And if I say that I cannot go in there and work out, I am a woman. I am going through something. I will not be going to the gym today. Can you go to the gym on your period? Yes, absolutely. If you built like that, do it, baby. It has been proven that exercise while on your period can benefit. Even just walking or stretching will naturally help ease period pain. But during this time, it may not be the best time to add more stress and more fatigue to your body, on top of the stress and fatigue that already come with just having a period. If you do strength train and you are a person who gets a period and you do still want to go to the gym, you may opt to do more low impact workouts like light cardio again, even aerobics, which promotes fat burning without over exhausting your muscles and your joints, because our muscles and our joints are at a higher risk of injury while we're on our periods, basically. And if you like, there is also something called a deload week. So a deload week refers to a period of training, usually a week, where your focus shifts away from intense progressive workouts and more towards recovery factors like, massage therapy or sleep and nutrition. So basically you can still train during a deload week. You would just modify like that week's workouts to focus on not overworking the body to a point where recovery would take longer. That's an option for those active people out there who get periods. I know how stressful periods can be. I know how sluggish they can make you just feel terrible. You don't have to feel bad about not working out during that time. So yeah, that's pretty much it. That's all that I got to say. If you stayed around and watched this entire video, you know how much I love you. Do you know? I don't think you know. I want to let you know that I love you. Sorry it took so long for me to get it out. Your girl has been really focused the last month or so on trying to really see some changes. It's winter time. I'm bulking again. The cut will go crazy next year, so thank you for coming back to the channel. Thank you for watching this video. Thank you for sticking around. But yeah, I'll be back with my next video whenever that may be. Leave your comments, questions, and concerns right down below. The link to the notes that are mentioned in this video will be down below as well, so go check those out. Like I said, print them, write them, read them, live them, okay? Keep them all in mind as you start your fitness journey. And I'm wishing you nothing but luck, nothing but success on your journey. Have fun. Remember that it is all about you and what you want. Make it all about you and what you want. If you don't get that already, fitness should never feel like a chore. And when it does start to feel like a chore, that means something is wrong, okay? Like I said, thank you for watching this video, and please come back. Love y'all. Bye.